Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Godzilla podcast. Well, this is an issue that apparently has been coming up ever since the release of the Godzilla film on Blu-ray slash DVD. It looks like it was kind of happening when the digital release was done a couple of weeks earlier, but now it seems to really have taken a life of its own now that the Blu-ray and the DVD copies are out in stores. And I was wondering if anybody else had noticed this. I actually did come across this myself when I was watching my copy that I got from Amazon. Again, I had ordered the DVD copy, and I was playing it on just, your standard large screen LCD, HD TV, whatever it's called on there. And I noticed that it was a lot darker. I mean, a lot darker, the final scenes, the final battle scenes, than when I saw it in the theater. But I thought to myself, okay, this is probably just because naturally in the settings of a theater, you have everything completely dark. There's no lights in terms of the surroundings, and so you're watching it in an enclosed environment that is a lot darker, so that way when the screen is projected in front of you, dark scenes naturally seem brighter. But in this case, it just seemed like the scenes when I was rewatching them, they seemed like a lot darker, like actual darkened screens. Like somebody literally took the setting from the film and turned it down physically. And when I went to check on IMDb, sure enough, as I was saying earlier, this stuff seems to have taken a life of its own because there are multiple threads of people complaining of the transfer that apparently the film had from, let's say, the original theater showings to now the home video transfer, that somewhere along the way the transfer was botched up. And I don't know if there's any proof on this. I don't know if there's any kind of let's say, documentation that shows that the transfer was done in an error of some sort. But people are stating that the number one reason tends to be the gamma rate, the setting that's associated with the film, was for whatever reason turned down, physically turned down during the transfer, which means that the film itself, whenever it got into the really dark scenes, lost a lot of the lighting within those scenes. So, but has anyone else experienced this? I mean, it seems like there's 50-50. 50 people percent are saying yes, the film is way too dark. And then another 50% of people that are saying, my settings are fine. I put in the film on the TV and it looks fine to me. So I wanted to see what your thoughts and opinions are on that matter. I seem to fall again on the former, where when I put in the DVD and I was watching it, I was watching especially the final night scenes, the final night battle scenes. Oh my goodness, I mean, some of the scenes, they were completely black almost. I mean, you could hardly make out the Muto, you could hardly make out Godzilla, and I kept thinking and scratching myself, thinking, I don't remember it being this dark when it was in theaters. I remember being able to see a lot of things more clearly, especially the one scene that stood out the most was when Godzilla had ripped off the head of the female Muto after the final, I guess, what people are referring to as the kiss of death, and then Godzilla roared up into the light, into the moonlight, and it was very dark, very black. I don't remember, and that's what kind of sealed the deal with me when I was thinking, I don't remember it being this dark, and then I remember that iconic scene especially looking far more brighter than when it did when I was watching it at home. So, and people are stating also that, just adjust your settings, brighten it up, change the settings on the TV itself, but they're kind of missing the point. A film, every time you put in a film, it should not have to require you to switch settings. It should on its own be made in a sense that they're almost universal, that you could pop in any kind of film and it should play fine on your TV. You shouldn't have to manually switch settings for every single movie, because that's not something that's kind of your responsibility. It's up to the filmmakers to make a film that's watchable for you using universal settings. So, anyways, just wanted to see what everyone's thoughts were, if anyone else was experiencing this issue. Kind of neat to find out that what I thought was apparently just my own experience is apparently, again, 50% of the audience out there is experiencing it too. So, alright, thanks again, everybody. Take care. Bye.